the mercy potency of Mahaprabhu. That is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Shri Gauda Karuna Shakti, Rupanuga Varayate, the best of the Rupanugas. So the best of the Rupanugas, it's like a descending line. Every generation there is a Rupanuga Varayate. Right? Every generation there is a Rupanuga Varayate, the best of the followers of Rupa Goswami. Right? That is the Bhagavat Parampara. The Bhagavat Parampara descends from one acharya to the next, Rupanuga Varayate. Why? Because we also say to Gurudev, Vandeham Shri Guru Varam, Shri Rupanuga Pravaram, Brajarasa Rasikam Cha Narayanam Tang Pravanam. Rupanuga Pravaram, the best of the followers of Rupa Goswami of each generation. So Swami Prabhupada, for example, he would say, I am 10th in this lineage. Or the 10th generation, and then Srila Gurudev is the 11th generation. Descending from, in this Rupanuga line. Who are we? Swarup Rupanuga, Gaudiya Sampradaya. Swarup Damodar Goswami, Srila Rupa Goswami, and then descending in this line. Prominent acharyas. Bhagavat Parampara is established by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. He says, who is in this Bhagavat Parampara? Begins, Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. And from Lord Brahma, who received this mantra and initiation from Krishna, then Vedvyas, then Narad, from Narad to, right, Narad to Vedvyas, then and so forth down this line through Madhvacharya, Madhavendra Puri, Ishwar Puri, Mahaprabhu. Then from Mahaprabhu, especially this line comes through Swarup Damodar Goswami, who is Lalita Sakhi in the spiritual world. Lalita Sakhi is she who is like a big sister to Radharani, Prakara mood. She is always managing and arranging, and you could say controlling mood. She's able to manage everything. So that is Lalita Sakhi. And she appears in this world as Swarup Damodar Goswami with Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is in Krishna. Mahaprabhu is Krishna. But for 18 years in the Gambhira, he especially learned from Sri Swarup Damodar and Sri Ramananda Roy, Lalita and Vishaka. They are both like gurus in Braj to Krishna. Krishna learns how to serve Srimati Radhika from Lalita and Vishaka, especially. And so when Krishna came as Mahaprabhu, he came to learn from who? Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Roy and Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Pandit is the principal of the school. Like we gave this example today. If you want to go into a car dealership and buy a car, and the salesman sells you a car, the salesman is only selling you the car because they're backed by the power of the dealership and the company that manufactures the cars and provides the vehicles. So the salesman, what is the salesman? The salesman is simply an agent of the company. So if we think of it in those terms, Gadadhar Pandit, it's his company. He is Srimati Radhika in this form as Gadadhar Pandit in Mahaprabhu Leela, in this form as Gadadhar Pandit. But Srimati Radhika, she is the principal of the university. Not only the principal, but the founder. She is the founder Acharya. And Krishna is coming to learn from her and then to propagate this message, to teach it. Raga Marga Bhakti Loke Kurite Pracharan Rishika Shekara Krishna Paramakurun. She is teaching the Raga Marga Bhakti line. Especially Gadadhar Pandit. So Mahaprabhu, he stayed very nearby. Gadadhar Pandit, but Gadadhar Pandit as the principal of the school was nearby in Tota Gopinath. And Mahaprabhu would go every evening for classes from Gadadhar Pandit. They would speak Srimad Bhagavatam around this time of day. This time of day is favorable for Harikathas, but all time of the day. But especially this time, it's Harikatha time. So Swarup Rupanuga line, why don't we mention Gadadhar Pandit? Especially Swarup Damodar, Ramananda Roy, and then the 6 Goswamis, they're the teachers. But they've been taught by who? Like a teacher, who teaches the teachers? That is like when we say Prabhupada. Who is Prabhupada? You can say Prabhupada is Krishna, you can also say Prabhupada is Radharani. So we have a beautiful verse that glorifies Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And in that verse it says, Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti. That he is the mercy potency of Mahaprabhu, embodied. And then I was talking about Gadadhar Pandit in relation because today is the disappearance of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Sri Gadadhar Pandit. And so it's interesting to see how they're connected. And we also call Bhaktivinoda Thakur Rupa Nuga Varayate. And I mentioned that every generation there's someone who's going to be Rupa Nuga Varayate. That's how the Bhagavat Parampara continues. Bhagavat Parampara just means that line of perfected souls, either Sadhan Siddha or Nitya Siddha, who carry on the teaching of Srila Rupa Goswami and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because that is our line. Our speciality of our line is the teachings of Mahaprabhu, but really Mahaprabhu is Krishna, and he came to also learn and study. And he learned from the gopis. That's why Mahaprabhu is famous for this verse, Gopi Bhartu Pada Kamalayor Dasa Dasa Nudasa. At the time of Diksha, in Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada would also give this meditation mantra. You don't chant it like your Gayatri mantras, but it's a meditation mantra you chant. Just like for sannyasis, he recommended the Katyayani mantra. The Katyayani Brad mantra, he said, I recommend this for sannyasis as a meditation. It's not like your sannyas mantra, but it's a meditation mantra. Katyayani Mahamaya Mahayogini Adishwari Nanda Gopa Sitam Devi Patim Me Gurute Namah. Now I've given up everything and I'm solely surrendering to Sri Krishna. So for Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada's line, Gopi Bhartu Pada Kamalayor Dasa Dasa Nudasa. This is Mahaprabhu saying. And this is Krishna saying that I am the Das, 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 and Das of the gopis. And through the gopis of Sri Krishna. As Sri Krishna, he's teaching us this. Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada would have people memorize this verse and learn it. This is part of our daily meditation, doing Archan. Archan process isn't just for those who worship the deities, it's for every disciple. For example, we're working, since 2016, I've been working on a Gayatri Mantra book, explaining all the Gayatri Mantras with commentaries, Vishnu Thakur, Jiva Goswami, and all the Acharyas. And there's a process given for meditation during each of the mantras. And part of that process is the Archan process with bhajan, and it's shown how you're supposed to worship these personalities. And so, coming back to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Gaura Karuna Shakti. He is the mercy potency of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is the mercy potency of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? To understand Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we have to just understand Mahaprabhu's mercy potency. Right? And we have to understand how that is connected to Rupa Nuga Varayate. Right? Because those are the two things. We hear a description of Bhaktivinoda Thakur in three ways. One, he is Bhaktivinoda. So that's one extra thing, like his name itself. Bhaktivinoda, he who is increasing the bliss of bhakti, or the happiness, to Krishna, not to us. He's giving bliss to Krishna, Bhaktivinoda. That's connected to Guru Mantra, Krishna Anandaya. Who is giving happiness to Krishna? That is Guru. How are they giving happiness to Krishna? By distributing the mercy potency of Krishna, by bringing jivas, or the living entities, to Sri Krishna. That's those who distribute the mercy of Krishna. Anyone who is working together, serving together to bring the conditioned souls to the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, awakening their true dormant potential as lovers of God, that is Guru. And that Guru manifests in many forms. So Rupa Nuga Varayate, who is Rupa Goswami? To understand Gaura's mercy potency, we have to understand Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami is the one who revealed that timeless, precious gift of Mahaprabhu. The treasure of Mahaprabhu that he wanted to give was revealed by Rupa Goswami. Therefore it said, Priya Swarupe, Dhaita Swarupe, Prema Swarupe, Sahajabi Rupe, Nijanu Rupe, Prabhureka Rupe, Tadanu Rupe, Swavilasa Rupe. Rupa Goswami is as if non-different from Mahaprabhu, because he revealed Mahaprabhu's innermost heart's desire. Therefore we sing, Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jaina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. We offer pranam to Rupa Goswami. So in our line, in every generation, you'll see as the Bhagavat Parampara is carried on, there'll be a Rupa Nuga Acharya. And that's the Bhagavat Parampara. So we see from Swarup Damodar. Swarup Damodar, he is the master even of Rupa Goswami, because he is Lalita Sakhi. And so Krishna is coming as Mahaprabhu to learn from Lalita Sakhi, and Vishaka is Rup Damodar and Ramananda Roy. And then from the Goswamis, because they are Radhika's maidservants. Rupa Manjari being the chief of the maidservants, so Krishna is coming to learn from her. How is she serving Srimati Radhika? He wants to understand the glory of Srimati Radhika, Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima. What is the glory of Radharani's love? How will he know that? He must take shelter of someone who knows Radharani's heart, Tadatma Bhav. Someone who is one with the heart of Srimati Radhika. Who is one with the heart of Srimati Radhika? Shri Rupa Manjari. Why? Because in the first verse of Vilap Kusumanjali it said, Rupa Manjari is glorified. She's so one at heart with Srimati Radhika that the signs of Krishna's meeting with Radha appear on her own body. The first verse of Vilap Kusumanjali is glorifying, it's Raghunath Das Goswami's pranam mantra to his guru, Saki, Rupa Manjali. He's offering pranam in this Braj mood. Oh, Rupa Manjali, how is it that your lip has been bitten by a parrot-like person, even though your husband is far away from home? Who is this personality? And in the commentary, Srila Gurudev said this is from the mark of Sri Krishna on Srimati Radhika's lips. Krishna is the best parrot. How did it come on Rupa Manjari? Because she is one at heart with Srimati Radhika. This is the general explanation. Another explanation is given by Srila Gurudev. But in this case, we're focusing on this point because she has that bhav icchamai. Her heart is completely one with the heart of Srimati Radhika. So therefore, Krishna wants to know, Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima, what is the glory of Radharani's heart? Radharani, the nature of love is not to speak about itself so much. Right? If someone has pure love, it's like Radharani says in Prem Samput, we're going to read it tomorrow morning. We already read a little bit about it. She said, for someone to really have love and say, I love you, it's almost like cheapening it. You can say, it becomes like a fashion. Oh, I love you, bye-bye, love you. It's sweet. But the purest love doesn't even have to say that. It's something that's like, and also, love doesn't glorify itself. So Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima, who's going to reveal to Krishna the glory of Radharani's love? When if you were to ask Radharani says, Na prema gandosti, I don't have a drop of love. Radharani won't reveal her own love. Ai dina dayardranata he gokulanata. She has this intense love for Krishna, but if you ask her directly, she says, I don't have love. So who will reveal her love? Rupa Manjari. Therefore, Mahaprabhu took shelter of her. Mahaprabhu arranged her glorification. Through who? Another Rupanugacharya. Who is that? Narottam Das Thakur. Mahaprabhu saved the prem for Narottam Das Thakur in the river, right? And he received that. And he was the one who said, Priya Swarupe Dahita Swarupe. No, this is Kavi Karnapur, I think. But he wrote, Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam. Who revealed the heart's desire of Mahaprabhu? Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati. That Rupa. Therefore I take a straw between my teeth and fall at his lotus feet of Sri Rupa Goswami, or her lotus feet, Sri Rupa Manjari. So therefore Narottam Das Thakur is Rupa Nuga, Varaya of his time. Therefore in our Bhagavad Parampara, Narottam, Shyamanand Srinivas, come. But then, seventh Goswami is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Why was Bhaktivinoda Thakur seventh Goswami? And why was he a very special Rupanugacharya? Because he especially propagated and had the vision with which to spread this everywhere. And also he revealed things. It's like every generation, as people mature and are ready for more knowledge, it's like another chapter of the school of the teachings unfolds. So therefore we shouldn't think of the Guru Varga as individuals alone. They're individuals connected to the same school. That's what a parampara is. A sampradaya is translated in English as a school. So if a sampradaya or a parampara is a school, it's a school that's that's descending throughout time, generation to generation. So we're in the most fortunate time. We shouldn't think, oh alas, I wasn't there at this time. Oh alas, I wasn't there at that time. Oh alas, I wasn't there at this time. No. Oh, good fortune that I am here now. I'm here at the perfect time. I'm here at the perfect time. Why? Because the fragrance of Mahaprabhu's love is manifesting and spreading more and more, being revealed more and more. Because this is a school. And so every generation, it's like a new blossom of the lotus. A petal of the lotus is, as it's blossoming, it's being revealed. So we see how Bhaktivinoda Thakur revealed very openly in his songs. If we read Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songs, he says directly, Kamala Manjari Nam. This is who I am. Sare Barasa Varsha. This is my age. This is my identity. Not cheapening it. Showing through his own experience. He would stay up at night. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, if we read, did he bring it?
No, sorry.
His life, his daily schedule.
Yeah.
It's unfathomable.
He would sleep only for 4 hours.
And not even all at night. He would go to bed at like 8, wake up at like 10, and then he would read, or he would write and chant and pray all night. Sometimes he would cook feasts for the Ras Leela at midnight. He was cooking a feast at like midnight one time. Halava, puri, sabjis, and who came? Gorkshadas Babaji Maharaj. Gorkshadas Babaji Maharaj, he said, "Oh, I've come." Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, "How did you come from the other side of the Ganga?" He was in Godrum. Gorkshadas Babaji was in Kulia, Navadvip, Koladvip. He said, "Oh, a young boy held my hand and brought me. I am blind, and how did I cross the river?" He said, "Brought me over, put me on the boat, and brought me here." How? This is Krishna. So we understand the glory of this line. One time, Gorkshadas Babaji Maharaj came to Bhaktivinoda Thakur dressed as like a English gentleman, with a cane and a suit. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, "What is this? How are you dressed like this?" He said, "Oh, I'm kind of sick and tired of seeing so many pretenders in the dress of Sahajiyas Babajis. So I thought it's better to show myself like an aristocrat. Better than being like a pretender dressed like this." He said, only thinking about wealth, women, prestige, fame, enjoyment. Kanamanira, it said, Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada, another Rupanuga, he said, Kanaka Kamani Pratishta Bhagani Charya Chajar Setu Vaishnav Sena Sakta Se Shuddha Bhakta. That someone who has given up a desire or attachment for wealth, women, and fame as a sadhu, and Pratishta, then they are a real Vaishnav. And they can help others. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he is Rupanuga Varayate, continuing to reveal the glories of Srimati Radhika to Sri Krishna and to the world. This is Krishna Anandaya. This is how you give Ananda to Krishna. Who gives Ananda to Krishna? Srimati Radhika. And if we don't respect her and understand her glories, then how can we be considered pleasing Krishna? Therefore, we see this in the Gaudiya line, always this kind of back and forth. No, Radharani shouldn't be in the temple. This was in the time of another Rupanuga, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Baladev Vijayabhushan. No, she must be there. And Baladev Vijayabhushan protected this line and established the glory of Srimati Radhika and the glory of Sri Krishna and Radha by his book Govinda Bhashya, the commentary on Vedanta. So he showed how he is Rupanuga. So our entire line, Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada, people say, no, he was very conservative. Yes. At that time, as that lesson in that part of the school, at that era, he needed to give this teaching. You know, he would say at some point, because some people say, no, we should be more conservative, for example. And Swami Prabhupada didn't talk about these topics. But Swami Prabhupada, before every class, he said, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, right? And every time doing Tulsi Parikrama, what did he sing? And he would have everyone say the English to make sure they would say it and repeat it and eventually understand. Please make me a maidservant in the groves of Vrindavan, right? It's there, right? Directly. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, he wouldn't let you even sing Jashomati Nandana Brajabara Nagara. Jai Radha Madhava Kunj Bihari. He said, why? Because the Sahajiyas had ruined the reputation of the Vaishnavas and made everything cheap. So just because someone has ruined something, you have to establish the proper respectability of it, the gravity of it, but then once that's established, again, it must be revealed. That's why we see the Acharyas, Rupa Goswami revealed and then Jiva Goswami protected with the Sandarbhas. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur revealed, Baladev Vijayabhushan protected. Bhaktivinoda Thakur revealed more. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada protected. And then Srila Swami Prabhupada and our Srila Gurudev both revealed and both protected more. So they're all Rupanugas. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada said, his last instruction, Adadanas trinandante idam yache puna puna Srimad Rupa padambo jadulisha janmani janmani. Taking a straw between my teeth, I'm prostrating myself before Sri Rupa and praying life after life, may I be your humble servant. And he said in his final instructions, all together you should serve this mission and distribute the message of Rupa and Raghunath. So we're all Rupanugas. And who is Raghunath Das Goswami? He's the original Rupanuga, because Rupa Goswami can't follow himself. So when we say Rupanuga, who's the original? Shri Raghunath Das Goswami. And he is the one who in the beginning of his prayers prays to Rupa Manjari. And in Vilap Kusumanjali says, when will you give me the remnants of your service to Srimati Radhika? When can I massage her lotus feet? This is Krishna's own desire. So Guru is doing this. So this is Rupanuga Varayate. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, why is he called the seventh Goswami? Not just for what he wrote, but how he created the vision and manifested the vision through his empowered representatives, especially his son, his spiritual successor, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada.